So earlier in the year, we made a video on Cape Town leaving South Africa. And little did we know that there was an actual movement for the Western Cape to leave South Africa. We have gotten some requests about this, and so we give you what could or would happen if the Western Cape left South Africa. That is what we'll discuss today on Africa Assemble. By the way, be a friend and subscribe, click the notification button to never miss our videos, and like this video to help us make more content you love about our amazing continent. Let's dive in. First, we have to look at why the Western Cape wants to secede from South Africa. The main reason from the groups leading the secession is that they do not agree with the ANC's governance over the country, as the ANC is not even a majority party in the Western Cape. The Cape Party, one of the leading groups, mentions on their website, "We are being robbed economically, we are being racially and culturally oppressed. It's our choice. We can end this and build a prosperous country." The issue of racial oppression stems from the implementation of BEE, the South African version of affirmative action, which they claim is causing an economic decline in the state as companies have to favor hiring workers based on race over qualification. Recently, the northern riots against the conviction of former President Jacob Zuma has also been mentioned as a reason to leave South Africa, as it apparently creates fear and doubt about remaining part of South Africa. Now, what would it take in the first place for secession to happen? The majority party and the Premier of Western Cape has to call for a referendum, but the current Premier is not for it. The majority of the registered voters would also have to agree with this for a referendum to even be possible. Even with a successful referendum proposal, the South African government has to entertain the idea, and that would be tough, as there's so much more for the rest of South Africa to lose. The first is money. 14% of the country's economy is from the Western Cape, the third largest in the country, with the fourth being way behind. The second is imports. 40% of fruits are from the Western Cape. It is also the ninth largest exporter of wine in the world, and 75% of fishing takes place in the Western Cape. Losing this would mean South Africa would have to start importing from a foreign country and in turn lose the current revenue it makes from trades. The third would be Cape Town. Cape Town is not only a rich city, but it is also a part of the image of South Africa. Cape Town is also a major port area for imports into South Africa. The entrepreneurial spirit is almost double the rest of the country, and it is a very distinct tourist destination. Losing this city will cause South Africa to revise its finances and future. So the Western Cape leaving South Africa would be a long and expensive journey of setting up themselves as a country. The Western Cape would probably change its name, in addition to creating its own laws, its military, its police systems, its passports, national anthem, creating its own borders, and so much more. It would be the newest country in the world with a land area of 129,449 square kilometers and a population of over 7 million people. It would be the country with the most colored population on earth in terms of concentration. It would also become the 55th and southernmost African nation with 6 states. It would be a famous tourist destination known for its wines and beaches, while being a sought-after relocation spot for businesses and entrepreneurship. It would have the economy of Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe combined, making it a very wealthy country. Politically, the Western Cape would differ drastically from what it looks like right now. The ANC would not be part of the parliament, but the same cannot be said for the DA, as it may change its name. Figuring out the majority party would be difficult, as the DA and ANC currently dominate the seats in the provincial parliament. Definitely the new nation would become democratic, having fair elections to determine a president. As far as relations, though they may have a bitter taste in the mouth of South Africa, they probably would be close trading partners, as they have a history that goes hundreds of years back. But it could go the opposite direction. What would be the pitfalls of a separation? Apart from the expense of setting up a new nation, the Western Cape would have to forge new relationships with other nations, and with agriculture being its main export, it may be hard to get better deals from nations, as what the new nation can export would be smaller in comparison to what South Africa would offer. Furthermore, this would also put a strain on Cape Town. That would be 80% of the new nation's economy. What's to say later on down the line, Cape Town may also ask for a secession. The new nation would also lose funding from the South African government in the form of grants and salaries for public jobs, leaving the nation to scramble for a period of time until stability. Because of the change in revenue, the Western Cape would struggle with self-governance, as they may not have enough money to take care of all its citizens. Even though they contribute heavily to the GDP of South Africa, the amount of money they receive by themselves would be smaller in comparison. Then there's the water issue that may push the Western Cape to import water from South Africa as a result of a possible drought in the future. Much of the land is arid, which could be of agricultural concern. However, at the end of the day, a nation can sustain itself as long as it uses all its survival tools to the best of their abilities. For the sake of unity, we are hoping the result of this whole situation does not get ugly really quickly. Though we are in 2021, we are not hoping for Biafra's situation to happen again. South Africans make up most of our subscribers, and we know you guys are very vocal. So please give your opinions in the comment section below. But also remember to be respectful, even if you do not agree with the comment above. Share this with a friend and drop a comment if you disagree or would like to request a video. Till then, brothers and sisters, have an awesome day.